Quiet during the intro. 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 114 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is October 9th, 2017. It is 6:02. It just turned over. Airy Peak local time. Thank you very much for joining us. Sal, what's happening this week?
In this episode, we have Gearing Up for BlizzCon, your converted shoutouts, the Raid Report with Eshelon, and Reppin' Team Epic Eggplants. We have Frogsprout.
You heard that correctly. Frog is joining us all the way from jolly old England. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. currently here in the the depths of Coventry in the middle of England. But yeah, other than that, everything's good.
Fantastic. I am Barfolomew, the Paladin, and with me, as always, is Sal Mysis, the Shaman. Sal, what have you been up to?
Oh gosh, I've just been playing all the games. I started leveling a rogue.
How's that working out for you?
Just to do it. And like you know what's really annoying is artifact power. That's really annoying. Well, I just want it all right now. But as soon as I hit 110, it's just gonna like happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like the knowledge and stuff. So I just needed to get to 110. But I'll tell you what, those sad parts of leveling, they're not any less sad.
Oh no!
When you go through them a second time.
Oh, you're talking about Val'sharah and etc. Okay, yeah.
The funeral of Ysera.
Yeah.
That was heart-wrenching. And then going and like killing Velen's son.
Oh yeah.
That was terrible. But I still did it. I mean, I needed the XP, right? So, also something that's very important. I saw Blade Runner 2 days ago.
So what'd you think?
And it was everything I've ever wanted in a sci-fi film. It was spectacular. I was overwhelmed at one point, and I cried a little bit.
Aww.
Not from anything sad, but from the beauty.
You just really into Harrison Ford, is it?
Apparently, I'm really into Ryan Gosling. I didn't know that before, but so yeah, I really I really enjoyed it. But that's me. That's me.
Well, also with us here today is the most epic of purple items, Turarts. Turarts, how you been?
I am good. I'm not wearing any purple today, though, but I do love purple. I have been phenomenal. Personal life's been rocky, but that's okay. That's what life is. Gaming life, though, holy hell. I actually got back into Call of Duty, which is a little weird. I don't think people expect me to play that, but I only do zombie mode, and I only do it with people. I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna phrase this as I've been Call of Dutying, and I'm like, that one doesn't sound. You can't just. There's no way to duty. No good way to duty. Let's move on from the duty and let's talk about World of Warcraft, because guys, I know everyone's excited about BlizzCon. We're going to be talking about that in a few minutes. But guess what happens in 3.5 months? This guild turns 5 years old. 3.5 months. 3.5. That's all I have to plan. Not like I've already been planning. I definitely have been planning. But if you have ideas, if you have prizes, hit me up, because I need to get schedules and things, and we're going to do all sorts of epic stuff, because it's 5 years, guys. This guild's going to be as old as my son is. It's amazing. There's actually only 6 months apart between the two.
Makes it really easy to remember how old your son is.
It does. Say, it's 5, because the guild
really helps.
5.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, real quick, this Friday, for those of you that donated to the CTR Kickstarter, we're going to be having that live stream. Thank you. I'm going to mention this now before I forget, and I'll mention it at the end, so to remind you. But yes, all sorts of fun. Cuddles and I will be hosting that, playing games, and those of you that opted into that tier, because you can't go like me, you get first priority for gameplay. And then before you know it, we'll be hanging out the live stream together in our pajamas. So Going to be exciting. But chat room, you know what to do. You still have time to tweet us those shout outs. Do it at converted_CTR. Make Eshelon and Sal weed through all the stuff that we have already. It's tons of fun. But Barfolomew, what have you been up to, my fair old Barfolicious?
It's been a busy couple of weeks. I, just like Sal, she's been leveling a rogue. I started leveling a new demon hunter over on. I'm doing a little bit of the traitor dance, a little bit of the quiet sneaky sneaks because she's a blood elf, and they keep kicking me out of. They keep kicking me out of the alliance end of Dalaran every time I accidentally walk in because I'm like, I gotta go to town and do my auctions, and I walk in and they kick me the heck out. I'm just feel like a big sucker. Been doing a bunch of streaming and got a tattoo, and I'm looking forward to going to BlizzCon because that's going to be a lot of fun.
Back it up. Show us. Wait, can you show us? Is it in a spot you can show us?
It's on my butt, and it's a bender face, and it lets me go through time. No, that's not true. It's on my arm here. For the audio listeners, I'll do my best to describe it as I'm leaning sideways.
Go way up.
Yeah, the cameras are different between Skype and OBS, but it's a Nintendo controller. It's got the cord wrapped around it like you would wrap up your cord. In the cord, like it's the scroll of a mom heart, it says it's dangerous to go alone, and it has the wooden sword from Zelda 1 behind it, so it's a Zelda tattoo.
Try to sneak that in there.
I got it a week ago. Dude's name is Radar from Valor Tattoos. He's excellent. He did great work. Just outside of Philly. And I'm happy with it. It probably needs a little bit of touch-up work, but I'm really looking forward to showing everybody IRL at BlizzCon, which is like right around the corner. Holy smokes.
It is.
And I'm going to be there, and I'm going to see all my friends, and it's going to be dope. That was my week. My 2 weeks.
It's like in 3.5 weeks.
I know, man.
Yes, it is.
That's like one shows from now.
Stocking up on wine.
Yeah, we got one show between then and now. This show, and then in 2 weeks we have another show where we're going to talk all about the CTR party in the next show. So, yeah.
But that's in the future, okay?
It's now, though.
Bad form to focus on the future when there's so much to do in the present. Tonight, we are hearing from a raid team that has never been featured on the Converted before, and that's awesome, dude. Tonight, coming to rep your raid team. I can't read the words. Thanks for coming to rep your raid team tonight, Frogsprout. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you guys can tell, I'm obviously sitting here in the UK currently. I've been playing WoW since Wrath. I'm not a vanilla child. I started playing in Wrath on the EU servers for a long time. And then after the breakup of my marriage, I decided, screw it, I'm going to come over to the US and play with Convert to Raid because it sounds really cool. And so I did that for a while, and then the next thing you know, it's like, I think I'm ready for a raid team. So I had a look on the forums and found this team called the Okraholics. And as soon as I joined them, about a few weeks later, they decided they're going to change the name to the Epic Eggplants, and that was 3.5 years ago.
That team's going strong.
I've been having fun ever since.
I have a question. I have a follow-up question, something you just skated over. So is your ex-wife on the EU realms? Is that what's going on?
She was. We got married. Basically, we met in WoW on the EU servers. And that was all fun and games for a long time until she found a Tauren warrior and ran off with him.
That's
from
funny.
Sweden.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's kind of funny. I laugh about it these days. The Tauren warrior from Sweden. So she went off with him, and that was the end of that.
So you switched over to the American servers. I've heard you're not the first person to tell me a story like that. You're not the first person to tell a story like that on this show. So
it happens.
Good Lord.
I really brought it down, guys. Hey.
Let's bring it back up. Let's talk about... I almost said something, but I thought before I spoke, and that doesn't happen often. But let's talk about things going up, like our ratings. Your accent, hon, we're definitely going to be going up. How is it that you're able to talk so late? We've already pre-showed that it's 2 o'clock there.
Yeah, no, basically, so I work from 6 a.m. Till 2 p.m. And so in order to... Because I before that, I was working like 11 in the morning till 7 at night, and so that wasn't a good time for raiding in the EU because all EU guilds start raiding at 7:30, and so by the time I get home and I've eaten and stuff, I'm already too late for raid. So
Yeah.
I would stay up late and stay up far too late most days, and so coming over to the US servers was a lot better for me. So I could join a raid team and raid. And the times that the Eggplants go is very handy for me. So, what was it, about 3 months ago, they decided to change my hours. So I now go to work at 6 o'clock. I finish at 2. I come home. I go to bed in the afternoon. And I get up around 10, 11 o'clock usually these days. And then I play WoW for a while.
You said that all EU teams start at 7:30. Is that a rule? Like, did someone
seems
decide?
like it.
Did someone decide that? It's some sort of... There's an
It seems
international
like it.
governing body of rating that's...
I was on Azimist in the EU for several years as an alliance player, and found that was the case. And then we moved. Me and the wife moved over to the Twisting Nether realm because some of their raid team were all. We're not finding good players. This server is dead. Let's go to a big pop server. So everyone changed to Horde on Twisting Nether, and it was the same there. Literally, I would turn around. The only time I would get to raid would be when I'm either on holiday or if they were raiding at weekends.
And those are times that I never raid.
Yeah, it's like everyone seems to go 7:30 till 10:30 or 7:30 till 11:30. It just seems to be the unwritten EU rule.
I am learning so much about the E EU.
Well, bringing it back to America, word has it that you're going to be at BlizzCon.
Yep, this is true. So we get paid a nice little bonus usually in March, and when I got paid the bonus this year, it was quite nice. And I looked at it and I thought, I've always wanted to go to BlizzCon, so let's give it a shot, see if I can save the money. And it all went well. I've bought my plane ticket. I've got my hotel room sorted. It's just a case of getting on that plane now and coming over.
You didn't have a ticket initially. Did you just get one?
Well, yeah. Originally, it was a case. I saw you on Sal on Hawkeye's that thing you did with Hawkeye.
The BlizzCon Countdown podcast.
That was the one. And you were saying about how you was thinking about not getting a ticket, but coming along and just enjoying the atmosphere and then meeting the people and stuff is the best part of BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, yeah, I want to do this. I really want to do this. So I did that in the hope of getting a ticket, but I never did on when they actually were being sold. And then last week, saw an advert on one of the Facebook groups saying there was a guy trying to sell a ticket, and so I was lucky enough to message him rather quickly, and was lucky enough to get it.
Nice. Yeah, you don't have to go to the con to enjoy the con, for sure. But especially the first time you go, yeah, you want a ticket. So that's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So then you're rolling with the epic eggplants this go around here. Tell us, you told us earlier how you got started with the team. How are you involved with it? Like, what's your position in the team? You're the main tank. You're the main healer.
No,
You're
I'm
the third DPS.
I'm the guy that falls flat on his face most of the time.
So you're Barf.
I only die when it turns out that I don't know how to tank. It's the only time. Make fun of me. I played Frost DK. When the expansion started, I wanted to be a Frost DK, and there was no way I was going to go Unholy, even though that was the better spec to play. And then Frost really shone during, I think it was Nighthold, and then they've reset it back the other way again. So, but our team, we don't mind. It's a case of you play what you want to play the class and the spec that you want to play, and we do things right and down some bosses and take home some loot.
It's all about the loot.
The loot.
That's a
never
good
mind.
song.
I think
totally
get
want that
Coltrane
song
on
now.
just to improvise all of our sounders for us.
Do it.
He would. He totally would.
Just get a bunch of cuz.
So, I see that you're sticking with the food names. Going on with the epic eggplant.
Yeah, when the team first came over, I think they were on Hellscream, and Hellscream they said was dying at that time, and so they thought, like me, come over to CTR and join the fun, see if they get some more raiders, and that's what he did. And here they are.
Cool. Yeah, it was an asparagus initiative, salad Senate. You know what? Watermelon. We've had so many. It's fun to see that tradition. You know.
Is there a
still
raid
alive.
team? Is there a raid team called You Know What Watermelon?
But there was Watermelon Initiative, wasn't there?
The watermelon initiative.
Something. I
Or-
tried to
It
start
sounded
a
like
team
what you
called-
said was, you know what, watermelon. And I was like, I feel like I might have to start a raid team called, you know what, watermelon. That's a kind of a great
Do
team.
it.
And it's just the image on the website is just Sal doing this, like in that shot
But
she
a
missed.
watermelon head.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what-
the Brussels sprouts or the mussel sprouts.
Mussel sprouts, yep.
The mussel sprouts.
Yeah, see,
And
that was the
Broccoli
Sorry.
campaign.
Yeah,
Go
when I
ahead.
heard the name the Muscle Sprouts, it was sort of like, oh, that's the team I've got to join. And then their hours were just like too late for me to join in with, you know, because the nicknames were out.
Well, you said you guys are all about down and loot or downing boss and getting loot words, but describe the vibe of a typical night with Epic Eggplants. So if we're just kind of chilling in the back, what are we going to experience?
Usually a lot of talk about American football, probably too much talk about American football, especially at the moment. But you know, a lot of the time it's just fun and laughter, but when it's time to be serious, we're serious, and you know, it's just a fun environment to be in. I mean, I've been in teams like in the EU. I've been in a couple of other teams here, and whilst the environment's always fun in every team that I've been in, mostly in the, you know, over here definitely, in the EU mostly, it's just a lot of fun. A lot of people turn around and, you know, make jokes or give people nicknames or make up little scenarios to turn around and discuss every week. You know, the death report has become a staple every week since Black Temple happened.
Yeah, so we got a somebody in our chat room, Big Bad Booker. He or she wants us to know what the death report is. Could you share a little story about what's the deal with the death report?
Right, so basically Black Temple, the time walking Black Temple happened, and one of our raiders, Samoin, his wife came along and was healing that with us. And after the raid was finished, she turned around and said, "I've never seen Sprout die so much." You know, he died a lot tonight, and so from then on, it just seemed like bad luck started hitting me. I was just, for some reason, I was, you know, had my face on the floor quite a lot for the next few weeks, and so the death report kind of started as how many times has Sprout died tonight. You know, is he top of the meters when it comes to, you know, deaths? And it's just something that's continued. I've gotten better, you know, especially as I don't have to worry about Breath of Cinderghost anymore, to try and concentrate on that so hard. Yes, it's just something we discuss every week with a bit of a smile and, you know, a lot of laughter.
Well, you know, what bosses are you dying on if you're dying so much? What's your progression looking like these days?
Well, we downed Heroic Kill Jaden 3 weeks ago, I think it is.
Nice.
So yeah, that was all good. And we did a re-clear last night in one session, so in 3 hours. So that was all good. And it was a case of, you know, in order to progress, one of two things had to happen. Either I would have to die within the first 2 minutes of the fight starting, or it would have to be like a near epic wipe. The amount of times that we've had 2 or 3 people alive at the end of the fight, but just managed to like get him just before, those last DPS that were trying to push us through would die themselves. Has happened a few times as well on especially in 2.
You got quite a few of your teammates in chat tonight, and they are definitely here to troll you.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. They I was warned. Let's put it this way. They said if I'm going to put my name forward to do this, then I should expect the fun and games to be active.
All right. Well, speaking of your teammates, this is your chance to kind of call them out, turn the tables a bit. Do you have any team jokes or stories that maybe just need to be shared come to light?
Oh God! Now there is one that has to be told. It was before I actually joined the team, but it's something that comes up a lot, especially when our raid leader Kuda, he might fell at a mechanic or 2. So during Throne of Thunder, they were progressing on Tortoise, and for some reason he couldn't kick a turtle to save his life. They were stuck on that boss for a long time, and several weeks passed and he still couldn't kick a turtle. And but eventually, he did manage to get it. But I think he would never really want to go back and do a fight like that again.
A lot of people had trouble with the turtles in that fight.
Yes.
There was a lot of upset teams, a lot of tears, a lot of missed kicks. That was a that was kind of a gate for a lot of people. That boss. Yeah. And once you got it, you had it. But you had to have the DPS. You really had to have the AoE going on. You had to have those kicks just right. And but you could outgear. Like once you got past that and started getting more gear, you could definitely outgear it. But
yeah.
Wow, that was hard.
As a holy priest at the time, I thought it was easy. He bounced me in the air. Okay, renew, circle healing, renew. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
no problems.
Must be nice not to have to deal with the mechanics ever.
Yeah, it is. That's why I play a healer. Why would I play a DPS?
Well, blue circles. We had blue circles as melee. You run in, run out, run in, run out. It wasn't too bad for the melee either.
There was someone told me that I'm not allowed to mention Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace? What?
So, being an Englishman, our brand of football or soccer, I support a team called Crystal Palace, who are currently in the Premier League and doing very badly. We've had 8 games so far this season. 7 games so far this season. We've lost all 7, and we haven't scored a single goal.
Have they always been in the Premier League?
Only the last, I think this is our 5th season.
Okay.
This time around. So, it's not going too well. So thanks for bringing that up.
Oh yeah, everyone in chat tells me don't bring it up. So what am I going to do? Are y'all noticing Frogsprout's gear that he's sporting?
No, I can't.
See what he's wearing?
What you
the
got?
T-shirt?
Yeah, show us your T-shirt.
Man, you got on a whole. That's awesome.
Okay, let's describe it for people with audio.
Okay,
Sprout.
so it's we have a mascot. It's a picture someone found of the Eggplant wizard, who was I think it was to do with a computer game on a Nintendo back in the 80s. And Kuda basically blatantly stole it, made it our emblem for our team. So last year I was just messing around and thought, do you know what? I want a T-shirt. I want a T-shirt with the emblem, and so I blatantly stole it, and just went to a random T-shirt site and took that emblem, put it on a shirt, put some words around it, and then on the back I've got a roll call of all the raiders that were with us at the time in Hellfire.
Yeah, they're saying show the back. Is there something special? Is it just a list of names?
Let's just see if I can do it. Yeah, it's just a list of names, but I can show you.
Okay.
The eggplant in question, by the way, came from Kid Icarus, and I definitely didn't just Google that while he was talking. I promise. I knew that off the top of my head.
Let's see. Yeah, you have to like bend over.
Squat down. Squats.
Well, he tried. You know, we're not, as we get up there in
sorry.
age, we're not all quite as limber.
No. Sorry. Yeah, it's just a list of all the names of all the people that were with us at that time. So I'm going to do another one in time for BlizzCon this year, so I can bring it out that's got all the current team on there as well.
You don't have much time for that.
Not at all.
Shipping's really quite quick on this one.
Well,
I love the gear. Love it.
I'll tell you what, we've had a request. You know Frasley? You familiar?
Yes, I may have heard the name once, twice. I might have shenaniganed with him in Silverbolt once, twice.
Frasley has insisted that you sing a song from The Wizard of Oz. You may proceed.
Yeah, I really don't know where that came from, but we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard, the Eggplants. God, where's the lyrics gone? I even sorted out the lyrics. Let me start again. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard, the Eggplants. Here he is, a wizard of a whiz, if ever a wizard there was. If ever a wonderful wizard there was, the wizard of the Eggplants is one because of all the wonderful ways that we stole his badge.
I'll allow it.
Fantastic. Makes me wonder why my team doesn't have a theme song. That's awesome.
They probably do. It's probably about you.
It might be. I'll talk to them. I'll find out. I'll demand it.
Yeah, the chickens are going to get chicken tattoos.
I mean, are we?
For real?
Nobody told me that.
I've
You're
been
the
telling
first
you
one.
that for weeks. So we can all know each other at BlizzCon.
Well, I'll tell you what. The one you got to get is a Nintendo controller with all the things. I have the first. I have the first one. Everyone else can get it too, and it's the Rubber Chicken official. Perfect.
So that I'm very impressed. Thank you for being a good sport with that. And do you have any shout outs?
I suppose I would do, yeah. I mean, the Epic Eggplants are a great team. Despite everything that we've been through over the last few years, people leaving, our allergicness to druids, because we get a druid into the team and they don't stick around very long. Or something comes up, it's personal life stuff. It's not because they hate us, really. So yeah, shout out to the Eggplants because they're wonderful. Shout out to the Gluttons for Punishment, who recently let me try and tag along with them for a couple of weeks for on my monk. That's been a lot of fun. Those guys were a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody here for coming along and watching me ramble a lot. And for the entire guild and for you guys and everyone for just being, really great since I joined a few years back.
No. Well, before we let you go, we have a tradition on this show, so I need you to close all your stuff on your computer, not your computer itself. Keep Skype up. Don't close those two things. And we need you to list off your raid team, and we have a ton of them in chat. Sal did a roll call earlier, and holy heck, there's a bunch of them. So let's get started. Who's on your team? Let's go, Epic Eggplants.
Okay, let's go with the tanks. We've got Tokugawa, who is Booker in the chat. He's our replacement tank. We have Velza, the man that can heal himself and doesn't need a healer. He's currently playing as Monk Hathram. We have Siobhan, who's Demon Hunter, and she is epic in her own right. Healers, we have Samoyne, Princess Pally Sugar Bleep. We have Kuda, who's recently started healing. We have Quarren. We have DPS. Now let me see. Stargrave, who is Blackwell in the chat. We have Dibrick, who is Dib from many teams, I'm discovering. We have Fly By Night, who is on his Demon Hunter Limeblight at the moment, but maybe going back to his Warrior. We have Suarez, who is a mage who's recently joined the team. We've got Osiris, who's a fellow Brit. Some people will know him as Rhoda from other teams. I think he's got about 3 or 4 teams going for himself these days. We have... I'm going to fail on this. I didn't try to memorize them earlier on. Right. No priests. Dalox. Dalox is a paladin. Dorlin the hunter. Kinran the hunter. No more DKs. No druids. No more rogues. No more mages. Vathala. She's a warlock. I thought Lawsbane. How can I forget Lawsbane? He's been with the team a long time. He's on his monk. Paladins. No. Warriors. No. I think that's it.
Someone is saying maybe forgetting a mage. There might be a third mage.
Oh, of course, Altflog. Altflog, I didn't realize was Golf Pro backwards for a long time until someone pointed that out. Yes, Altflog.
Like, oh my God, Sprout, why didn't you have all this written down?
Because you can't.
I'm doing it properly. I'm doing it as you requested.
It's the rules. But no, that was really good. I say raid. I'm checking to see the raid team looks like they're pretty satisfied. I think you did it.
Good job. And extra
remember.
Congratulations for doing it correctly.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Not being a cheater.
It's difficult because there are so many. Well, there are a few that have changed tunes a lot. Blackwell is very. He was a DK at the end of Hellfire, and since then he's been a warlock, a rogue, a demon hunter, back to a warlock, and he's on his rogue currently. Felzer was on his priest, then he went on his druid, now he's on his monk. So we're having a competition to see who can change tunes like so many times before the expansion ends. I had to get that in black. I'm sorry.
Because my name should have been said with flair.
Well, he did want me a point now. He's the most interesting man in the raid, and he's currently available and very single and is looking for love in all the right places.
Okay, so where does he live and how old is he?
He's in his early 40s, I believe. He's currently living in Fargo. He was a manager in a club.
Bouncer club cell.
No, he was a DJ stroke manager in a establishment of kinds, where women might take their clothes off once or twice. But he's out of that game now. He's gone very respectable, and he's in the IT industry now.
CTR matchmaker.
Listen, that's not the first person who's been outed for working at a strip club.
Nope. No.
Let's all remember.
Not even on this show.
Let us not forget. Never forget. Dr. Pope used to be a stripper.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yankee Doodles. No. Yankee Spirits.
Oh, Yankee Spirits. That's what I was. Yankee Spirits. Never forget. Yankee
Hashtag never forget. Yankee Spirit.
I think this is took a turn of funness that we didn't expect.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Oh,
Tell you
Lord.
what, as we fix to wrap it up here, please tell our dear listeners where they can find you and your team on the internet.
Okay, so the team is on Twitter at Epic Eggplant and on the Convert to Raid Guild pages. You can find me on Twitter at Frogsprout. You can find me on Twitch at Frogsprout. everything is Frogsprout with me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We're going to kick you the heck out of here now. We're going to bring on Ash, who's going to give us the raid report. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for having me.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. While we are kicking off Sprout and bringing on Ash, let me give you some guild haps. Guys, check out that calendar. Silverbolt is still rocking events. There's
hang
all...
on.
Oh.
You got to wait.
You gotta wait.
Just
Back
for a
it up.
minute.
It's time for tea.
I lost the button. Everything's okay now. You can go.
All right, awesome. Check out the guild calendar for all your amazing guild events. Silverbolt is still rocking her weekly PvP and shenanigans. There's tons of LFR stuff that happens. Guys, I don't know if you've heard of this thing called Discord. I think it's kind of a big deal. Get in it. We now have it organized so you can just minimize stuff that doesn't matter to you and just keep the guild stuff up. We announce a lot of events there because a lot of them are kind of, I don't want to say spur of the moment, but sometimes it's like, hey, we're throwing together an LFR. Who wants to come? But yeah, check out that guild calendar, guild.converttораid.com. For my little segment, I want to talk two things. CTR party. I told you it was going to happen again. It is happening on November the 3rd. It keeps throwing me off because it's starting later. So by the time it gets over, it'll be November the 4th my time. But November the 3rd is when we're going to have that CTR party, the live stream. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which is 10 p.m. Central time. That's my time. That's the important time. 10 p.m. Central time is when it's going to start, 8 p.m. Pacific, going for 4 hours. So we're going to be well into the next day, no matter where you are. All kinds of fun. And you get to hang out with me, and Cuddles is going to do interviews. And I love it. It's a ton of fun, a great way to be there. And again, if you donated and you put in that you wanted to participate in the live stream, thank you. This Friday, 6 p.m. server, come hang out as we play games and have all kinds of shenanigans. But yeah, so that's happening. And then the 5-year anniversary, 3.5 months away. If you have ideas for events, please let me know because the schedule is going to start to be hammered out here shortly so that you have plenty of time to decide and take off work or whatever people do if you work, that kind of stuff. But 5 months, guys, 3.5 months, 5 years. I can't believe it. It is amazing. That is a feat that I think a lot of people didn't quite know. Not that we wouldn't make it because we're epic, but they just didn't realize how big this guild was going to be. So yeah, that's the guild events. Check out the calendar. Get me your stuff for donations for the 5-year. And don't forget about that BlizzCon party. Ash, how have you been?
I've been great.
Do you have stuffs for us?
We have stuff. We have weeks 12 and 13 of progression rating in Tomb of Sargeras. So let's get to it. 20 heroic progression kills and looks like 3 mythics. And to start off, we have the Troublemakers, progressed Heroic Mistress, Gluttons for Punishment, progressed Mistress, Sisters, and Desolate Host. The Raid Brunch progressed Mistress and Maiden. Banana Republic and Bacon and Kegs also progressed Maiden. We have Fallen Avatar being killed by Resolve, TLDR Just Pull, Hydro Volunteer Fire Department, Marginally Competent, and the Salad Senate. Also, Gruel's Gone Wild and HTX. All those guys progress at 7 altogether, progressed on Fallen Avatar, so they are now working on Heroic KJ. These guys just keep knocking out boss after boss, and we've got looks like five teams have got their ahead of the curve.
Yay!
Yeah. So Threat Level Midnight, Raid 6, Standard Dragon Protocol, Council of Chaos, and From the Ashes all got there ahead of the curve. So congratulations to all those teams. And then for the Mythic stuff, we got Facepull, got Mythic Goroth down, and Warfront got 2 bosses down. So Sisters and Desolate Host, Warfront is now, I believe, 7 of... No, that'd be 6 of 9. So that means they're working on Maiden now. So good job to Warfront.
Man,
I have a correction from last week, a retcon, if you will. 9 to Midnight showed back up on the progression schedule, and they downed Sisters and Desolate Host on Heroic. So wanted to get that correction in there. That was supposed to be in the last raid report, and I noticed the error after the podcast. So
You
I'm
know,
always so blown away by how many names come up on these lists every darn week, dude. There's
know.
so much going on right now.
People say we're in a lull, but I think people are still pretty dang active.
I think people are
Yeah,
wrong.
you know, it's
who's saying we're in a lull? Like, everyone's rating.
yeah, everybody's rating. Not everybody's necessarily progressing, pulling off progression kills right now. Some of them don't want to. Some of them are good with just farming it up. They've already got their head of the curve. Almost all of them are still doing some rating though, and they'll be right back at it when, with the progression stuff when we go into Antorus. But these other teams, they were progressing normal a few weeks ago. They're working on heroic now, and they're still knocking out their ahead of the curves. Every week it's a few more teams. So a lot of people, a lot of teams, a lot of progression.
One of the things that really makes me happy is when, and I don't see it all because people are in different sub guilds or whatever, but every time there's a mythic kill, the entire guild like.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What happened? Oh, yeah, mythic kill. Whoa, Warfront. Oh, and it's that camaraderie is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
To get those big mythic progression bosses down. That's pretty fun. Ash, how you doing anyway?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Yeah.
We're, we got Goroth down this week, so.
Cool.
On Thursday, so we were really excited about that. We worked on, actually got him down on Tuesday. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Those were little fingers.
These are my little bunny ears. And we worked on Harjatan a little bit, so that he's a little trickier than Goroth, but we'll see how it goes. We got Antorus in a few weeks, so that'll be a whole new adventure for everybody. It's been kind of tricky for us to get to 20. So we actually, some folks from Navox's team came over and helped us make the 20 requirement, so that we could actually do some polls, because it's tough with 18 or 17. It's just not doesn't work too good.
Tink is in the chat room talking about Kinsman.
Oh, Kinsman.
And getting King Kinsman on the show. I'll
She has some strings she can pull.
I'll figure something out. Let's see. Alessander. The Gnome Run for breast cancer research is happening next Saturday. And this is a big thing a lot of people take advantage of. Yeah. Y'all gonna participate in that? Have y'all heard about that?
Do we have any details on that? Is it a fundraising event? Is it just a community meetup? What's going on with that?
It is a fundraising event that Alessander absolutely emailed us about, and I absolutely have it ready to go to read all the details right now. So I'm very happy to read all of the details right now.
My guess, and I'm just guessing here, my guess is that it'll be occurring on the Scarlet Crusade server, US server, at 4 p.m. SLT, and I'm just throwing letters and numbers at the wall to see what sticks, because, again, I'm just
SLT.
guessing. I have no
Just
idea what
guessing.
SLT means. I'm reading it out of the chat room, 4 p.m. SLT.
Standard.
Local time.
What's local for Scarlet Crusade, which is in
Server local time?
Yeah.
Ooh, I kind of like that as an abbreviation. Can we keep that, if that's not really a thing already?
I think it is. I think SLT is in the game because you can set your thing to server local time or your local time. I feel like it is because I have it set to server local time, which is Pacific time. Look at that.
I knew that.
It's not the best time, is it, Turarts?
No.
You said the best
Central
time is
time is the
See,
best time.
in Chattanooga, we call that slow time.
Hey.
It's like Chattanooga is just east of the divide
The
between
border.
Central and Eastern, so we're fast time and they're slow time.
So we're talking about if it's for Pacific. So it's the event is scheduled for 7 p.m. or a 3% 3 p.m. Pacific. That doesn't work. That doesn't make sense, Alessander, what you sent me. So it's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. On Scarlet Crusade, arrive early to get a guild invite and a pink tabard. Donation link is on Dravy's Tumblr page. And the donations benefit the Cleveland Clinic and creators of the vaccine that is currently in human trials, intended to combat breast cancer. Last year, there were 2,860 gnomes.
Isn't Blizzard sponsoring it this year, or put it on the their calendar for the? I thought they put it on their calendar for the mini event thing. What are they called? Mini holidays.
Mini holidays. Well, we are chock full of non-information about this. I did see it all over Twitter, though. Just Google Gnome Run. You start up as a level 1, and you need to have pink hair, and you get your pink tabard, and then you race from Dunmorrow to Booty Bay.
It says that the Blizzard set up an official starting line for the event in New Tinkertown up north with a quest line that will guide players through some 40 gates along the route, finishing in Booty Bay on the southern tip of Eastern Kingdoms. Cheering NPCs are scattered along the event path, giving the tiny pink-haired runners the extra motivation they need to get eaten by tigers and Stranglethorn.
Now, suddenly Barf wants to do it.
I was going to do it before I found out that it was going to be, computers yelling at me about things. That actually sounds like it'll be really cool.
Pretty awesome for Blizzard to do, too. A micro holiday. That's what I was just going to say. They made it into its own micro.
Yep.
That's
awesome.
Great.
No.
Thanks, Blizzard, for doing such a great job supporting what otherwise would have been a purely community-run charity event. That's really dope.
Whenever people diss Blizzard for not listening to the community or doing things, I look at things like this and I'm like, are you serious? How can you think that when they literally just made a whole thing in the game for this?
Yeah, they're wrong.
What the heck?
Yeah, they're dead wrong.
What the heck? I love the Blizzard community. Well, speaking of Blizzard communities, CTR happens to be in that. And now it's time, you guys, for your chat room shout-outs. We have a ton of Twitter ones, which I think Sal and maybe someone else will be tackling here in a moment. But throw at me those chat room shout-outs. I will read them as soon as Sal is done with all the lovely Twitter ones that we got. Go.
Ash, do you want to tag team this?
Go. Yeah, sure, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I want to more than anything.
I'll start here. Okay. Sprout shouts out to us at Converted CTR for not having him on.
No, for having him on.
For having him on. Okay. Wait a minute.
Okay, let me help you, Sal.
Go ahead.
Sprout shouts out to us, Converted CTR, for having him on. No, thank you, Sprout, for being on the show.
Ash, I really do appreciate you putting these in the show notes.
But I'm still not doing it right. I'm trying so hard.
But punctuation
to make it readable.
Frasley.
There's a comma right there. I mean, there is a comma in there.
Frasley says, shout out to Silverbolt, a.k.a. Worgen BM Hunter, for race changing to Gnome. What?
Now at Gnome BM Hunter.
Wait, I was just daydreaming. Oh, she didn't do that. Okay, Frasley.
Frasley also shouts out to at Summoning Stone Podcast for making me laugh while walking, thus making passing cars think I'm crazy.
Well, I mean, that
probably didn't need the podcast to do that, but
right. Shout out to at Nevar_SSS for following their dreams of streaming. Nevar streaming?
Yes, he's been streaming for a while now. He's full time, I believe.
Cool.
Wow. And at Silverbolt, aka Worgen BM Hunter, shout out to Frasley-tastic for filling in for me on my Friday, Sunday events. He didn't want to see me cancel them for the community. So Thanks, Frasley, for filling in and keeping the community events going. And on the next one, I'm going to read this one, Sal, because it's punctuation, tricky punctuation. Where's the Cajun? Where's the Cajun says, shout out to Where's the Cajun for being, Where's the Cajun? Okay, that's that.
All right. From
Hey, I'm
Kara,
just reading them. They tweet them, I read them. I'm just,
from Kara, aka Zan. I always call her Kara. Is Xander? How do you say that, Barf?
Zendara.
I say Zendara, yeah.
Okay. I always see Zendara, then I just say Kara. Shout out to Rubber Chicken Coalition for reasons. Shout out to all the new folks in the guild. I hope you found your new WoW home.
Epic Eggplant says, shout out to our homie Sprout for repping the team tonight.
He did a great job.
Great job.
Really great job. From Tink, big shout out to T for getting dog slobber on her face, and to Barf for being the kingpin, and to Sal for picking on me. And shout out to Froggy.
Also, shout out from Tink again to Barf at CTR for that tat and for using the word dope in the podcast. And then a string of emojis.
Thank you.
I don't know how to say those emojis in
Cool
words.
emoji, rock and roll emoji. That's what I would say.
It's worth noting that a few minutes ago in chat, we did get confirmation from Tink that he will strip on the show next week.
Yes.
That should get the viewers in.
That should.
There we go. Now, I do want a signed permission slip from the missus.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then we'll get that going.
It'll be the best audio show ever.
I want to tune in for the video on that one.
At Converted, shout out to T for fanning herself.
Heart eyes emojis. Oh my goodness.
For these
Tink, you do go on.
Ash, go ahead.
Yamo, who needs no other intro. It's just Yamo. Shout out to Candy Rain for his pro-life grip that was key to downing Mythic Goroth.
Yeah?
And if you got to see the video, it's miraculous. Immaculate life grip? No, maybe not. And Pat Crane
says, I saw that
says,
going around on Twitter. I haven't seen it. I didn't watch the video yet, though. So
you haven't seen the video yet? They have to run out for this big debuff, this big gigantic debuff, and it happens exactly at the time he does the burning, which basically everyone will die if you're not hiding behind a pillar, and the tank has to be like way out. I mean, there's some tricks to making it work right, but Candy just yanked him behind the pillar, the nick of time.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. And Pat Crane says, shout out to the amazing work of all the party planners for the CTR party. From the Kickstarter talks in April and May, I knew it would be great. Thanks, Pat.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome.
It's really been that long. Goodness, 6 months.
All right, T.
Yes, I have some chat room shout outs. You still have a couple minutes to get them in. But from Frogsprout, shout out for Toku. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Blackwell76 says the Eggplants sent a shout out to Sprout. Alessandra has a couple shout outs. One to Columbus for his wacky ideas, but hey, I'll take a free holiday. I get Mondays off anyway, so. But yes, for those of you that got this day off.
1492 Columbus gave us a day off skew.
I've never heard that before, but I love
You didn't
it.
watch last week's South Park? I didn't make that up. I stole that. It's not mine. I'm
I
not
thought you
funny
made
by
that
myself.
up. That's
No.
like. I do love that. Alessandra also shouts out to Solar for being a cool raid leader and running a raid he hates because I need it. Oh, he doesn't hate anything. I love that Solar's still involved in the guild. It makes my little heart happy. Lonnie says, shout out to boats and hosen guys that help Facepool get Mythic Goroth. Yay. Rhoda N. I'm going to call you Rhoda. Shout out to Sprout for not swearing when naming Princess Sugar Chits. What?
No,
Okay.
I heard that one go by pretty quick, too. I thought that was kind of a long name for a paladin, but I sort of let it slide. I guess that's one of the inside jokes that we forgot to ask him about.
Dang it. Opportunities missed.
Yeah.
And I think that is it for my chat room shout outs.
So what about from you guys? Do you guys have any shout-outs before we roll on out of here?
I do, and I have this written down and everything. And even though he went ahead and shouted out to himself, I'm gonna. I want to shout out to Where's the Cajun. He helps us promote the show. He's part of the converted team, and he doesn't always get called out on what he does for us. And I just want him to know that we appreciate it.
Well, Lonnie took my shout out. I was gonna, do the boats and hosing guys, but since in the absence of that, yeah, did you hear that? She's so proud of herself. So in the absence of being able to shout out those guys, I'm going to shout out to punctuation, and then I will try to attempt a more intimate relationship with punctuation in the future. Sal.
Love it. I have shout out to Cuddles and Cuddle Wife because they.
Oh, what was in the box?
What was in the box? I've been dangerously elite dangerous. Look at this thingy. It has so many buttons. It got it's for my elite dangerous. So it has like a throttle here.
Did they send you a robot?
They did. They sent me basically, and it hooks together to make one big piece. Although I was told by the gentleman we had.
It's hard to see because it's kind of dark.
Okay, let me. So here it's a joystick. Here's a trigger. Here's buttons. It moves. It's so I can fly my ship in Elite Dangerous. And then this thingy, I'm assuming, is going to make it go fast and go slow. Wait. Because I'm left-handed, so
How many peripherals do you need for Elite Dangerous? I thought people were like mouse and keyboard warriors out there in the outer spaces.
I guess you can mouse and keyboard pretty well, but this is better. And so he got it for me for my birthday.
That's amazing.
So, shout out to, I don't know. Yes, I dinged the 28, which is not that old. It's a great age to be. I love 28. No, so far I have swallowed a fly. My car broke, and I cut myself shaving for the first time. So 28 has been interesting 24 hours, but we are here. So shout out to them. Shout out to the community because I took a step back the past 3 weeks from a lot of games that I did. And people noticed, and I appreciate the whispers and stuff. But life is getting better. We're on the up and up, and I'm about to bug you all because 5-year anniversary, guys. 3.5 months. 3.5 months. Never mind the 3 weeks till BlizzCon. That'll be done soon.
I want to know when it's pi months. I want to know when it's 3.14.
I'm going to figure that out right now. This
Okay,
is math while we close.
Okay, thank you.
I got a shout out to a streamer buddy of mine. His name is Kevbo. He's not a member of the guild. He doesn't actually play Warcraft. He is a Blizzard gamer though. I've never participated in the whole follower nickname thing for like your stream followers. But this cat dropped Barfollowers on me, and I laughed for like 60 seconds straight. So now my followers, I'm going to start calling them the Barfollowers. So thank you very much, Kevbo, for the laughs and the lulls. And I think that's going to be basically that's going to be about it, right? Yep. Okay. So I'm watching T like wave her hands. I think she's doing sky math.
No, I'm doing sky math. So your 3.14 is going to come on 3 months and 4.2 days left. So that is going to be 3 months is going to be 10/20. So you go back 4 days. So it's going to be 10/16, and it's going to be 2/10 of the way through the 15th. So 24 hours, 2/10, 2.4 hours. 0.4 hours is just above 20 minutes. So about like 24 minutes. So 2:24 in the morning on the 15th.
Cool. I'll set my alarm. Thank you. Thank you.
With that,
I do math in the shower. I like math.
You do math?
Why are you not coming to BlizzCon?
Because money is part of it.
Yeah, I know.
But no, yeah, I love doing math. Like that
she
song,
spends
White
all of her
Bird.
time counting her money in the shower, and she knows that she can't.
Anyway, I think Barf, you wrap this show up better than anyone I've ever seen before. So let's wrap her up.
Thanks very much. That's high praise. That's going to wrap us up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You can find us on Twitter at @converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is at Summer_Sal. Ash is at Eshelon, and I am at Barfolomew_CTR. Sal, when's the next episode?
The next episode is October 23rd. It's in 2 weeks. And we're going to talk all about BlizzCon and the CTR party.
Woot woot.
That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. For Turarts.
Bye.
For Sal.
Bye.
For Esh,
See you guys later.
and for myself, we'll see you next time.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
I got way too excited about math.
I'm not going to be able to edit the show down too much.
Well, I don't think we have to because it's 10. It was an hour.
Well, I mean, like sometimes I take out stuff.
We don't really have.
Well, you can't take out the air math. That's forbidden.
No.
That's forbidden. And you can't take out, unfortunately, my phone fail because Barf was talking during the phone fail.
Phone fail.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay.
Nope. Did anyone else?
Negative. No idea what you're talking about. In good shape.
I don't think
that's
there
good.
was too much random blubber this show.
It was the WoW mission app sounder happened.
Oh.
You know what?
Oh.
People are going to be listening to the show, and they're just going to think that their own WoW thing is occurring, and they're going to be fine
Oh
with
my
it.
god.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
you're so correct.
Listen,
Yep.
our audio comes through Skype into Barf's computer.
Yep. And
I
then
don't know what else it
out
does
to
that.
the internet.
And then into Twitch. Every
Is
time I
your
say
echo?
yes. And then out to Twitch. And then I export it to YouTube. And then I take the audio, I rip the audio from the YouTube video. Then I edit it. Then I put it as an MP3 online. Most of that stuff does not get through all those little filters,
Oh well.
which is also why our audio quality is not the best. You know that I mean, the
Speak for yourself, sister.
no. I'm just. It would be better if all of us recorded locally and then I like stuck it together. You know, on
That's
different
what
tracks.
the pros do.
So,
Yeah,
Basically,
but like we have
no
new
one's gonna hear
guests on every week. Like if it was always the same people every time,
It would be fine.
different. But
oh yeah, we're not changing it. We're not. I'm gonna just
It's a good
move my-
system because it's good.
so people can see my
Working.
home.
Ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, it's just that's why we don't have amazing sound quality. But like you having like a something on your phone go off, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, my like Alexa went off twice.
yeah, I saw you
Didn't hear
freaking
it.
out about it. Didn't hear it.
I'm not gonna lie, you moved your camera and it messed with me because it kind of looked like it seamlessly went to Barf. Like his thing ended where like it was like a corner of a wall is how I would imagine it. I was just like, what the heck just happened? It messed with my eyes hardcore.
Well, I don't know how this is looking on stream though.
Probably
looks
not on stream.
beautiful
'Cause
on
It's different for Skype. Yeah.
I mean, you're
'Cause
off
you guys
center,
are-
but it's fine. It's in the it's the after show. Who even cares?
After the show is the app. No? Okay. It's cool. Cool.
What? Let's see. Where's? I have that screen somewhere. My Stitch Fix will be here on Wednesday.
What's that?
Mine's coming tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Oh, your box of clothes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
We'll
Yes.
see how it goes. I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
Well, I am because I hate clothes shopping.
Yeah, me too.
So
I do as well. I can't find. You know what I don't like? Windows.
I don't like doors.
Not a big fan of clothes.
I can't find. If this were a Mac, I would be able to find what I was looking for immediately.
Why do you own a Windows computer if you're all about the Macs?
All about the Macs, about the Macs, about the Macs.
Oh, I also have a
No
Mac.
Windows. Okay, fine.
But when no Windows, yeah. Because I play on a PC and I work on a Mac. Gaming, like if you're going to be gaming and you want to play a lot of games, you have to have a PC.
You do.
Whew. It's warm in here.
I have been, yes.
You see my rug? I have a fancy Turkish rug that my friends gave me.
Made out of real
Ooh.
turkeys.
No, made out of real Turkish people.
Whoa, Sal.
I didn't think that through before I said it.